Archangel Michael has a message for you for September 10. Don't miss this powerful transmission meant for your soul's awakening. September 10 is not just another date on the calendar. It is not a number passing through the rhythms of time. It is not just the day after or the day before. No, this day is marked in the heavens. It is etched in the records of light, bathed in divine frequency and wrapped in spiritual alignment. Heaven has chosen this moment, and you have not stumbled upon this message by chance. No. You were summoned, pulled here by the invisible hand of destiny, because what is about to be released into your spirit was destined before time began. On this sacred day, the veil between realms is thinner. The air carries whispers from the throne room. Archangel Michael, the defender of the righteous, the flame of God, the commander of the heavenly host, has stepped forward. His sword is drawn, his wings are spread, and his voice echoes across dimensions. He has not come to entertain your ears. He has come to awaken your soul. And he speaks now, not to the multitude, but to the remnant. The awakened, the chosen. This message is not for everyone. Hear me. This day carries a vibration not for the masses, but for the few whose spirits have already been stirred. It is for those who cannot explain the unease they've felt, the pull towards solitude, the sudden craving for silence, for separation, for clarity. If your heart has been restless, if your nights have been disrupted, if you have been sensing something moving beneath the surface of your life, this is why. It is because your soul was being positioned to receive what can only be delivered in stillness, in surrender, in silence. This is not just a word. This is a divine transmission. It is not information. It is impartation. And if you ignore this message, if you brush it aside, treating it as just another video or passing word, then you may miss a divine turning point meant for the season only. This is a precise portal, a timed release. And heaven does not keep doors open forever. So be warned. Be awakened. Be listening. For what is coming through now is not meant for your mind. It is meant for your spirit. Type "I receive this word" in the comments if this resonates. Blessing code 999 has been unlocked over your life. The heavens are not silent today. The morning of September 10 does not rise like ordinary mornings. No, this day carries a spiritual temperature, a divine vibration that the human eye may miss, but the soul cannot ignore. As the sun kisses the horizon, the gates of the spirit realm crack open, just for a moment, long enough for something sacred to pass through. The archangels are not idle. The angels of breakthrough are not asleep. And now, one steps forward. Archangel Michael, the mighty warrior, the prince of the heavenly host, the flame-forged defender of destiny. Hear his invocation. I speak not to the many, he says, but to the one who has ears to hear. The one whose spirit is awake while others still slumber. The one who has cried in silence, who has warred in secret, who has stood alone when no one else stood. I come now with fire in my wings and truth in my sword. I come to cut, to divide, to release, and to shield. I come on assignment from the throne. Beloved, you who are hearing this, you are not here by coincidence. This message found you not because of algorithm, but because of alignment. A tug has been in your spirit, unexplainable, unshakable. Something has been calling you to pause, to withdraw, to wait. You felt it. The stirring. The inner disruption. The divine interruption in your usual flow. And now you know why. As the heavens open on this divine day, a brief moment of celestial communication is released. But it is not released to the world. It is released to the remnant. Those who feel more. Those who sense more. Those who have been marked. You are not just living through time, you are being summoned through time. Michael does not bring comfort first. He brings clarity. He does not sing lullabies. He sounds alarms. For too long, confusion has lingered over you like a cloud. Fog in your purpose. Delay in your decisions. Unrest in your spirit. And now, with one swing of the sword, the Archangel steps forward to cut through the noise, to break the paralysis, to release clarity like lightning through your mind and soul. Listen closely. This message is not for everyone. It will bypass those whose hearts are hardened. It will go around those still attached to distractions. It will be hidden from those clinging to old cycles. But to you, yes, you, this message is coming like thunder into your wilderness. Because your soul has been crying out for movement, for confirmation, for truth. And heaven is answering today. Michael's voice is not weak. His voice is not uncertain. He does not whisper when it's time to roar. And right now, he is roaring over you. It is time. Time to rise. Time to listen. Time to war in silence and win in surrender. Time to come out from among the noise and into the chamber of truth. He comes as both warrior and witness, to break what binds and to confirm what has been spoken in secret. This is not the beginning of your war. This is the beginning of your release from it. So stand still. Feel the shift. Let every word that follows from this point onward pierce like divine lightning into your bones. For Michael is not speaking for drama. He is not speaking for a reaction. He is speaking for the activation of your soul. The countdown has begun. The moment has arrived. And this transmission has only just begun. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you feel this divine shift. Blessing code 1122 is now activated over your spirit. There is something you've been feeling, but cannot explain. Something has been off, hasn't it? You've walked into rooms and felt the atmosphere shift without a word being spoken. You've noticed the subtle glances, the odd silences, the strange patterns of behavior from those around you. Conversations that stop when you enter. Whispers you weren't meant to hear. Apologies that never come, but eyes that linger with hidden meaning. Beloved, hear the word of the Lord through the sword of Michael. This is not your imagination. This is revelation. The disruption you've been feeling is not chaos, it's exposure. And exposure is messy. It doesn't come with neat explanations or perfect timing. It comes like a shaking, a holy tremble, a divine warning that what was hidden in darkness is now stirring in the light. There are people around you, in proximity but not in alignment, who have been watching, not supporting, studying, not celebrating, observing you not with eyes of love, but with eyes of quiet resistance. Some know just enough about you to be dangerous, but they do not know the fullness of what God has placed inside you. They sense your shift, they see your glow, but they cannot comprehend your destiny. Because your destiny is not of this world. And the enemy always sends watchers when a divine emergence is near. You felt it in your sleep, or lack thereof. Restless nights. Vivid dreams. Eyes wide open at 2:33 a.m. or 4:44 a.m. with no logical reason. You've had sudden emotions arise from nowhere. Grief, suspicion, irritation, or sorrow, and yet no events seem to trigger it. Why? Because your spirit has been under surveillance, not by God, but by those sent to confuse what heaven is preparing to release. You ask, why now? Why are they acting this way? Why do I feel this unsettled? Why can't I shake this inner stirring? Because the veil is lifting, beloved. Because heaven has begun to show you what you weren't ready to see before. Because September 10 has arrived, and with it, a new level of discernment. Archangel Michael is here to confirm it. You are sensing what heaven already sees. What you feel is not paranoia, it's preparation. God never exposes unless He plans to elevate. You've stepped into a higher frequency, and those who are still bound to lower levels are reacting. Whether they know it or not, their spirits feel the change, and so does the enemy. That's why the pressure has increased. That's why the watchers have grown bolder. Because your elevation threatens their comfort. Your voice disrupts their silence. Your glow exposes their shadows. And yet, you are still here. Still standing. Still rising. Even through the mystery. Even through the emotional whiplash. Even when you've questioned your own sanity in the middle of the night. And this is your confirmation. You are not crazy. You are being awakened. Do not let the discomfort push you into fear. Let it push you into clarity, into spiritual posture, into divine alertness. Archangel Michael has not shown up to coddle your emotions. He's come to anchor your discernment. Because what you do next determines what opens next. Stay alert. Stay hidden. Stay prayerful. Because the mystery around you is the evidence of your emerging glory. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. You must understand this now. What has been rising against you is not natural, it is spiritual. The conflict you feel, the tension you've been enduring, the resistance that seems to intensify every time you take a step forward, this is not coincidental. It is calculated. It is strategic. It is spiritual warfare disguised in familiar faces and daily disruptions. And Archangel Michael comes now to unmask it. The strange behavior. The slander whispered behind your back. The sudden distance from people who once called you friend. These are not personal attacks. They are prophetic signs. The pain is not punishment. It is proof. Proof that the realm of darkness has taken notice of your rising. The enemy only fights what threatens him. He only surrounds what he cannot touch. And make no mistake, the intensity of this season is a reflection of how dangerous your calling truly is. Listen closely. You were not born to blend in. You were not chosen to stay small. Heaven marked you for a higher mission, and with every step you take toward that divine purpose, the resistance begins to tremble. That's why the pressure has increased. That's why strange warfare shows up through people, places, and even your own mind. But do not be mistaken. This resistance is not a sign that you are off course. It is the evidence that you are right where you should be. Your spiritual posture in this moment determines what opens in your next. You are being measured, not by men, but by heaven. Your silence is being weighed. Your patience is being tested. Your obedience is being recorded. And above all, your discernment is being sharpened. Because what you perceive now will determine what you protect later. You cannot fight this battle with natural weapons. Not with arguments. Not with revenge. Not with proving your side. No, this is the hour to withdraw into the secret place. This is the time to let the sword of Michael fight for you, as you stand in holy stillness. Michael stands with fire in his eyes. His sword is drawn, not to harm you, but to war on your behalf. He has not been assigned to spectators. He is assigned to warriors becoming witnesses. You have been chosen not to react, but to rise. To step out of the realm of emotion and into the realm of authority. Hear this now in your spirit. The louder the battle, the greater the breakthrough. The deeper the attack, the higher the ascension. What you're facing is not meant to break you. It's meant to birth you. This season is a refining fire. It is the threshing floor. It is the separation of wheat from chaff, purpose from performance, calling from comfort. And you, beloved, are being cut away from the noise, carved out from the crowd, and lifted above the drama, because your destiny cannot be polluted with distractions. There is glory on the other side of this. But the path is narrow. The gate is hidden. And only those who walk with spiritual vision will find it. So frame this moment rightly. Do not call it unfair. Do not call it failure. Call it what it is. Warfare. Yes, but heaven-sanctioned warfare. The kind that leaves you changed. The kind that opens scrolls. The kind that writes your name into new realms of authority. Heaven is watching how you walk this. Michael is guarding you as you go through it. And soon, very soon, you will see why this battle was never about destruction. It was about divine positioning. Type "I will not fold" in the comments if you receive this. Blessing code 444 is now shielding your path. Hear me now, and hear me by the fire of the Spirit. What has been hidden is about to move. What has been plotting in silence will begin to show its hand. What has lurked in the background, watching you, waiting, whispering, it is now stepping into the open. And you must not be caught off guard. Heaven is alerting you before it manifests. Archangel Michael has been dispatched not merely to comfort, but to warn with precision, because something is shifting in the atmosphere around your life. Something strategic. Something deliberate. A movement is taking place in the shadows, and it has your name on it. not for your destruction, but for your decision. Mark this clearly. Within 72 hours after September 10, the veil will begin to lift. Movement will unfold. A change will begin to present itself, whether in the natural or in the spiritual, and you will sense it as a sudden acceleration. Something you weren't expecting will begin to reveal its shape. Whether it be a conversation, a confrontation, a spiritual quickening, or a divine push, the shift will begin. But this shift, beloved, is twofold. It carries both threat and opportunity. There is someone watching you, planning around you, moving in silence toward you, not because you are weak, but because you are powerful. Not because they know your future, but because they fear what you haven't even stepped into yet. They feel it in their spirit, even if they can't explain it. Your name in rooms they didn't invite you to. Your face in dreams they don't understand. Your presence stirring discomfort in their demons. Why? Because your light confronts their darkness, even when you speak no word at all. And now they're moving. It may be in the form of slander. It may be in the form of passive resistance. It may even be someone pretending to be with you, while working quietly against you. But you will know it. Your spirit will alert you. You will feel the pressure, that sudden anxiety, that unexpected tension, that inner disturbance you cannot explain. That's not emotion, that's revelation. And this is your moment of decision. How will you respond? Will you fall into fear? Will you react in haste? Will you engage in their game? Or will you do what the enemy never expects? Will you rise in discernment and stillness and hide yourself under the wings of the Almighty? Michael warns, do not confront in the flesh what is being fought in the spirit. What is coming is meant to provoke you, to pull you out of position, to tempt you into reaction. That your power in this moment is not in retaliation, it is in restraint. Because what they do not know is that heaven has already seen their strategy. God has already intercepted the plan. The pressure you feel is not just from what is forming against you, it is from what is forming for you. Glory is mounting. An anointing is breaking open. The fire is intensifying because you are standing at the edge of something holy, something heavy, something heaven sent. But the enemy always presses hardest before heaven releases. So hear this now. The next 72 hours are not for confusion. They are for clarity. Your assignment is not to figure out all the details. It is to remain hidden, silent, sharp. Let them move. Let them talk. Let them watch. Let them plot. But do not move unless heaven says move. Because your stillness will be your signal that you trust divine intervention over human impulse. And remember, when Michael draws his sword, it's not to play games. It's to sever demonic cycles. It's to dismantle schemes. It's to cut open the path of destiny. Be warned. Be watchful. Be wise. For what is coming may be unexpected, but it will never be unprotected. Type I am ready in the comments if you are standing in alertness. Blessing code 717 has been activated to cover your next 72 hours. Be still. Heaven fights when you don't. This is the instruction echoing through the spirit realm. This is the command resounding from the lips of Archangel Michael as he stands guard over your life on this divinely appointed day. This is not a suggestion. This is not a whisper. This is a heavenly decree. Be still. You must understand, your stillness is not inactivity. It is not weakness. It is not surrender to fear. Your stillness is warfare through trust. It is the declaration that you believe God is moving even when your eyes see nothing. It is a sign to heaven that you are postured, ready, yielded, and waiting on the hand of the Lord to move in righteousness. Many will miss this moment because they confuse noise for power. They equate reaction with victory. But heaven is not looking for reactors, it is looking for responders. And the right response in this hour is stillness, prayer, listening, withdrawal from unnecessary battles, stepping back from chaos to lean into the Spirit's whisper. The enemy would love nothing more than to bait you into a fleshly fight, to pull you out of position through anxiety, anger, or haste. But heaven is guarding something too sacred to let you waste it in the wrong war. And so, the command is clear. Be still. Be hidden. Be quiet. Be sharp. You are not defenseless. You are not exposed. You are covered by the wings of light. The moment you said yes to the voice of God, the moment you obeyed the prompting of the Spirit, heaven began surrounding you with fire. You are not walking through this moment uncovered. No, beloved. You are moving under the shadow of the Almighty. There are angels encamping around you. There are swords drawn in the unseen. There are battles you don't even know about that have already been won in the silence. Do not be deceived by appearances. What looks like delay is actually divine timing. What feels like isolation is actually divine protection. You are not alone. You are shielded. You are not stagnant. You are being strategically hidden. Because heaven does not anoint you publicly until you have been trusted privately. And this stillness is your trust test. Michael speaks with clarity. Withdraw from the crowd. Shut the door. Turn off the noise. Open your ears. Heaven is speaking. Can you hear it? And in your stillness, protection will rise. Peace will descend. Vision will return. You will begin to see what others miss. You will begin to hear what others ignore. Because your soul is not made for chaos. It is made for communion. Let this be your prayer posture. Lord, hide me in plain sight. Keep me invisible to every eye that means me harm. Let no weapon find me. Let no word touch me. Let every arrow fall before it reaches me. And let my silence confuse every enemy watching. This is not the hour to prove yourself. This is not the time to defend your name. This is the time to let God defend your destiny. And Archangel Michael is standing on assignment to make sure no force, no spirit, no accusation, no delay can block what heaven has ordained. So enter your chamber. Enter your stillness. Let your soul breathe again. Let your mind rest. You are not falling behind. You are being fortified. You are not being forgotten. You are being sealed. And when it's time to emerge, you will come forth like gold refined by fire, unshaken, untouched, unbothered. The sword is not in your hand this time. It's in Michael's. And he will not miss. Type "I am hidden in him" in the comments if this speaks to your spirit. Blessing code 844 is now active over your silence. You are not who they think you are anymore. Let those words ring like a trumpet through your bones. Let them echo in every chamber of your soul that once believed you had to explain yourself. Let them rise like a holy fire against every lie that told you to shrink, to stay quiet, to settle. Because the time of shrinking is over. The time of hiding in shame has expired. The heavens have marked this moment, September 10, as the hour of emergence. And the version of you that darkness tried to contain can no longer be confined. There has been a breaking, yes, a holy tearing in the fabric of who you used to be. You've wept too long. You've fought too hard. You've been pressed in silence, and no one saw the oil that flowed from your private crushing. But heaven saw. Archangel Michael saw. The angels assigned to your purpose saw. And now they arise, not just to guard you, but to announce you. This is not just a season of survival. This is the birthing of a new name in the spirit. You are not the same. Your pain has purified your perception. Your warfare has written your wiring. Your fire did not consume you, it reformed you. You carry something now. A weight, a presence, a stillness that commands attention without noise. And no matter how hard they try to treat you like the old version of yourself, they will fail, because that version of you no longer exists. The shift is not coming. The shift has already happened within you. And now, power follows that shift. Not arrogance, not ego, but divine, unshakable confidence. You are walking differently now. Not with your head low, not with your spirit heavy, but with the anointing of a survivor who has been promoted by fire. Hear the words of Archangel Michael resound through the spirit realm. You have been tested and found worthy. You have been shaken and did not break. Now rise in your authority. Now walk in your newness. Now take possession of what has always been yours. The enemy wanted you to stay focused on the pain, but heaven wants you to turn toward the power. Everything you have endured was not meant to destroy. It was meant to distill the strength hidden inside you. The whispers, the betrayal, the setbacks, the isolation, all of it was God's workshop. You were being built in secret. And now, your unveiling begins. You are not small. You are not broken. You are not begging to be seen. You are rising. And this is where you must reject the victim narrative once and for all. No more replaying what they said. No more revisiting what they did. No more rehearsing the wound. Today, heaven rewrites your narrative. You are not the abandoned one. You are the appointed one. You are not the overlooked. You are the reserved. You are not the rejected. You are the redirected. You were always meant to soar, but you had to grow your wings in silence. And now those wings are unfolding. Now the fire that once surrounded you is becoming the fire that fuels you. The ashes are behind you. The elevation is ahead. The authority is upon you. So walk in it. Speak like it. Move like it. Let them wonder. Let them talk. Let them say, "Who is this?" And let heaven answer, "This is the one we hid until the right moment. This is the one we refined. This is the one we are now releasing. You are not who you used to be. You are who heaven always knew you were." Type "I have risen" in the comments if this word burns in your spirit. Blessing code 333 is now igniting your next dimension. There is a shift in the wind of the Spirit. Can you feel it? What has been dormant in you is now waking up. What has been locked is now unlocking. And what has been buried beneath disappointment, confusion, and delay is rising like a sealed scroll opening in the fire of destiny. This is not emotional hype. This is not poetic language. This is a prophetic revelation, and it is being declared through the sword of Archangel Michael on this very day. Hear it clearly. September 10 is not just a date. It is a divine appointment. It is the marking of a threshold in the spirit realm, and only those who are awakened will perceive it. The rest will scroll past it. But you are not scrolling. You are standing in the presence of something holy. Heaven has chosen this day to ignite the beginning of your soul's awakening. You may not see all the pieces yet. You may not have the full picture. But in your spirit, there is a groaning. There is a stretching. There is a sensation that something within you is no longer willing to remain hidden. That sensation is the Holy Spirit pressing against your spiritual womb, declaring, "It's time." You are not crazy for feeling the sudden urgency. You are not dramatic for craving solitude. You are not overreacting for feeling like you can't go back to the way things were. All of that is your spirit reacting to what your mind hasn't yet fully caught up to. And that, beloved, is because your awakening is not coming from your head. It's coming from your spirit realm DNA. Listen to the voice of Archangel Michael as it echoes across realms. Heaven knows your name. Heaven has seen your weeping. Heaven has not forgotten what was promised in secret. And now the trumpet has sounded. It is time for the scrolls to unroll. It is time for the seals to break. It is time for the name they tried to bury to rise again. This is your. This is the divine ignition point. The tests, the betrayals, the late-night battles, the silent prayers, none of it was wasted. Each trial was a chisel in the hand of the Father, carving your identity with eternal precision. And now, that identity is being revealed. You are stepping into what was always yours, not because you forced it, but because you endured for it. This revelation is not only about what's coming to you, it's about who you are becoming in it. You are becoming the answer to problems others can't solve. You are becoming the breaker of generational patterns. You are becoming the light carrier in rooms that have been spiritually dark for decades. You are not just receiving prophecy. You are becoming prophecy fulfilled. So don't downplay what you're sensing right now. Don't dismiss the divine interruptions. Don't ignore the heavenly nudges. This is not just inspiration. This is instruction. You are being called higher. You are being summoned into sacred spaces. Doors are opening, not just for opportunity, but for obedience. And heaven is backing you. You are not an echo. You are a voice. You are not a copy. You are an original. You are not forgotten. You are called forward. Your name has reached the courts of heaven. The sound of your prayers, your groans, your obedience has reached the ears of the King. And now, the response is coming. September 10 is your divine trigger. Awakening has begun. Type I receives this prophetic word in the comments if this was for you. Blessing Node 1111 is now releasing prophetic clarity over your path. Heaven is waiting on your yes. Not your perfection. Not your performance. Not your resume of obedience. Just your yes. Because everything that has been building, everything that has been whispered, everything that has been concealed, everything that has been tested, comes to this divine intersection. Will you activate what heaven already authored in you? You are not waiting on God anymore. God is waiting on you. This moment, this day, September 10, is not just a checkpoint in your journey. It is a spiritual ignition site. You are standing at the edge of something massive, but it won't activate just because you watch this message. It won't unlock just because you feel emotional. It will only activate when your spirit opens its mouth and says, I agree with heaven. It will move when you stop shrinking. It will rise when you stop doubting. It will breathe when you begin to speak. Heaven is not asking for your hesitation. It's demanding your participation. Because there are some realms of breakthrough that only open through the door of your declaration. The kingdom of God moves not just by believing. It moves by declaring what is already written. So this is your moment to rise in spiritual authority. Not with fear. Not with timidity. But with the voice of one who knows they were born for this. The enemy has tried everything to mute you. Why? Because your voice is dangerous. Your agreement with God is a weapon. And right now, every force of darkness that has tried to silence you is terrified that you'll wake up and finally realize you have the authority to activate destiny with your mouth. Speak it. Declare it. Announce it to the atmosphere. I will no longer delay my destiny. I will no longer bow to fear. I am chosen. I am ready. I am rising. This is not about height. This is about holy alignment. Archangel Michael stands not only to protect you, but to witness your activation. He's not just standing guard, he's standing record. And heaven records your yesterday. Every time you speak the word in agreement with God, you're not just making noise, you're shifting the unseen. The Spirit of the Lord says, call those things that be not as though they were. Stop waiting to feel ready. You won't always feel it, but you must decree it. Destiny doesn't ask how you feel. It waits for your spiritual decision. You must declare what was written over you before you were formed. You must echo the words heaven already assigned to your scroll: anointed, appointed, chosen, marked. Release. Say it. Speak it. Stand in it. Because this is the hour of activation. And don't miss this. The timing is crucial. What you declare today, heaven will start to shape tomorrow. What you speak now, you will begin to walk in over the next 30 days. But the enemy wants your silence. The enemy thrives in your passivity. The enemy wins when you delay. That's why this battle has raged in your mind, to keep you from this very moment. To keep you from turning the key of your voice into the lock of your calling. But now the silence breaks. Now the dry bones start to rattle. Now the oil begins to flow. This is your moment to prophesy over yourself. To call forth the future. To awaken the identity within. Don't wait for someone else to confirm what God has already announced. Heaven is already in agreement, and now it waits for you. Step forward. Speak loud. And let the earth catch up to what heaven has already declared. Type ISAYYES to destiny in the comments if you are aligning your voice with God. Blessing Ode 2020 is now unlocking divine flow. There is a transaction happening right now, but it is not taking place in the natural. It is not happening in a courtroom, a conversation, or a contract. This transaction is silent, sacred, unseen. It is occurring in the spirit realm, where heaven and earth overlap and divine hands reach into your timeline. You can feel it, can't you? That invisible pressure. That tension in your chest. That restlessness that wakes you in the early hours of the morning. It is not anxiety. It is prophetic sensitivity. Your soul is responding to a silent exchange that your spirit knows is happening, even if your mind doesn't have the language for it yet. This is not a theory. This is revelation. What was stolen from you in previous seasons is now being presented before the courts of heaven. Every tear, every betrayal, every delay, all of it has been placed on the scales. And now, Archangel Michael stands not only as your protector but as your legal enforcer in the spirit. What you thought was lost is being traded back to you, not in equal measure, but pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And yet it is quiet. You won't hear a trumpet sound. You won't always feel an earthquake. But make no mistake, the shaking is happening in the unseen. There are records being opened with your name on them. There are scrolls being pulled from shelves with promises long overdue. There are chains being cut from covenants you never agreed to. There are spiritual thieves being confronted, and heavenly hosts dispatched to retrieve what is rightfully yours. Do you not know? Do you not sense it? What seemed like stagnation was actually spiritual negotiation. You were not stuck. You were in divine arbitration. And now, the deal is being sealed. The covenant is being written. The enemy has been silenced, and heaven is executing judgment in your favor. You have cried for restoration. You have prayed for answers. But restoration does not always show up with fireworks. Sometimes it comes like a breeze through your soul. A lifting, a lightness, a peace that doesn't make sense. That is not just healing, that is transfer. That is heaven returning what hell tried to keep. Michael speaks now. What was lost will be found. What was hidden will be revealed. What was delayed will be expedited. What was broken will be reassembled with glory. And what was taken, yes, even that, shall be returned multiplied. But here's the mystery. This exchange requires your stillness, your trust, your unwavering belief that just because you don't see it doesn't mean it isn't happening. The spirit realm does not move by sight, it moves by faith. And this is the hour where your faith must stand tall. Not because of what you feel, but because of what you know, that heaven is not a liar, and your seed has not been forgotten. Even now, angels are moving through timelines. Generational pain is being reversed. Injustices are being recorded and repaid. The balance is shifting. The records are updating. The oil is returning. And your spirit feels it before your eyes ever see it. So don't be discouraged by the silence. Don't panic in the stillness. Just because it's quiet doesn't mean it's empty. Some of the greatest shifts happen in the invisible realm, in the places where only the eyes of faith can see. What you lost is not gone. It's being transferred back. With interest. Type "I claim the exchange" in the comments if this word stirred your spirit. Blessing Code 555 is now initiating divine restoration over your life. The scales are shifting. There is no delay in the heavens now. No more waiting. No more wondering. The decree has gone forth. The evidence has been presented. The accuser has been silenced. And the voice of justice has thundered from the courts of eternity. I have seen enough. Now, I will act. You need to hear this clearly. Justice is not coming. It has already begun. Every spiritual injustice, every unspoken betrayal, every seed sown that never bore fruit, every hidden manipulation, every backdoor conversation, every assignment sent to slow you down, none of it escaped the eyes of the King. And now, on this day, September 10, heaven answers back. Archangel Michael now moves with precision. Not to comfort, but to correct. Not to whisper, but to strike. He moves as an enforcer of divine law, because when you are chosen, God does not allow injustice to have the final word. And make no mistake, beloved, this is not karma. This is kingdom justice. This is divine reversal. What they meant to humiliate you will now elevate you. What they tried to delay will now be divinely accelerated. What they stole in the dark, God is returning in the light. This is not petty vindication. This is not revenge by the flesh. This is righteous recompense, activated by your refusal to step outside of grace. Because you stayed silent when you could have spoken. You prayed instead of plotted. You blessed instead of cursed. And heaven recorded every decision. You thought God had forgot you. You thought your restraint went unnoticed. But justice moves on God's time, not yours. And now the cup of injustice has overflowed, and heaven is answering with reversal. Divine reversal. Supernatural turnaround. The kind of reversal that only God can get credit for. The kind of reversal that silences every lie, every doubter, every tongue that rose against you. Michael speaks, and his sword does not miss. The season of exposure is here. What they did in secret will now be revealed in the open. What they thought would destroy you is now being dismantled. And what you thought was your breaking point will become your launchpad into favor. Listen closely. Even the things that worked against you for years are about to work in your favor. Every delay, every loss, every betrayal, every misstep. God is so sovereign, so all-knowing, so intimately involved in your life, that He is turning it all on its head. He is repurposing the weapon that was forged against you and using it as a tool to build your next dimension. Do not cry over who didn't believe. Do not waste another second explaining yourself to people who were never assigned to your destiny. They saw your process, but they didn't see your promise. And now the promise is rising like a banner in the spirit. The oil is being poured. The honor is being returned. The narrative is being rewritten. And those who mocked will marvel. Those who cursed will be silenced by your coronation. Those who laughed will watch you rise in robes of righteousness and favor. This is the justice of God. It does not come to destroy. It comes to reverse. And the reversal begins now. Let them talk. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Because what's coming next is not for their approval. It's for heaven's glory. Type "I receive divine justice" in the comments if this word is for you. Blessing code 808 is now initiating divine reversal in your favor. It is done. Heaven has spoken. The gates have opened. The scroll has been read. And the message has been delivered to the one whose ears were tuned, whose spirit was ready, and whose soul was aligned. This wasn't just a prophetic word. This was a spiritual transmission, sent from the high places of heaven through the voice of Archangel Michael, straight into your timeline on this holy day, September 10. This was your turning point. This was the day your spirit woke up differently. Let it be known in the realm of men and angels alike, you are not who you were before this word found you. Something eternal shifted in the silence. Something invisible was written in your name. You will not walk into tomorrow the same. You have been sealed. You have been seen. You have been sent. This was a day for the awakened few, not the masses. It was not for scrolling eyes, but for open spirits. And because you stayed, because you received, because you discerned the urgency, heaven has marked you. Archangel Michael himself stands witness to this decree. You are now walking under a new mantle. A mantle of clarity. Where confusion once reigned, now peace will govern. A mantle of protection. Where fear once lived, now boldness will rise. A mantle of empowerment. Where weakness tried to grip you, now divine strength will overflow. The divine transaction has been completed. You gave God your attention. You gave Him your trust. You laid down the need to understand everything, and in return, heaven has activated everything. So now, beloved, walk forward. Don't look back. Don't second guess. Don't rehearse the pain, the delay, the betrayal. Rise. Step into the rhythm of your destiny. Speak as one who has been spoken over. Move as one who has been mantled. Live as one who carries fire in their bones and light in their eyes. Because the next 30 days are not ordinary, they are anointed. You will see things shift quickly. Dreams will intensify. Divine appointments will rise unexpectedly. What once felt blocked will now begin to open. Not by force, not by striving, but because you are aligned. You are under divine order. Heaven has recorded your response, and the seal is now upon you. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. Now go, rise in the strength of heaven, and do not turn back. Type "I am sealed" in the comments if you receive this closing impartation. Blessing code 9999 is now activated over your next 30 days.